Hello my friends, welcome to Bath Fizz and Foam. My name is Robyn Smith. It's Monday, so that means it's time to make something together. Because it's Make With Me Monday. Just in case you didn't know. Just want to give you the full experience, okay? Hi. So, I might have accidentally clickbaited you. Because on the original event, when I set it up, I said that we were going to rebatch WonderBar, and I totally planned to do that, but when I went to get the WonderBar, I realized I had already given it away. So we're just going to make WonderBar fresh. But I did master batch this, so it's like, right? Let me grab my scale, and I'll be right back. Okay, see what happened was, hold on, let's just clean her up just a little bit. Okay, so, scales live a rough life with me, okay? They live a rough life. Okay, hold on, just, okay. See, what had happened was I was making things before the live because I had ideas, and then I got a little carried away, but it's okay, okay? She's better. Okay, so here's my scale. I'm gonna add, so this was master batch WonderBar, and one full batch of WonderBar is about 860 grams, so I'm gonna use one full batch today. Although, I think I might need a little bit extra. So I have these cupcakes for us to pipe onto. I'll turn them over. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long. I can't remember how much you need for a batch. Like, how far does a full batch go? I feel like 860 is enough for like 4 cupcakes. I feel like that's not enough for everybody that we have here. We have a lot of cupcakes here. So I might see how much mix this is and just use all of it. It doesn't hurt if I have extra or leftover. So I feel like a full batch used to do, I can't remember. If you remember and know, you guys generally know more about our stuff than I do. Somebody the other day asked, I don't remember, a question. Oh, like looking for a specific live, Facebook Live. And then my friend Kendra tagged me and was like, oh, Robyn Smith might know. And I'm like, I don't know. Y'all know more about me than I do half the time. Like, I've seen people ask, like, what kind of shrink wrap does Robyn use? What kind of, and I'm like, I don't know, but you guys know, so okay, cool. Okay, so we have these cupcakes. So let's see how much mix I have, and then we'll see how far we can go with that. Okay, well, it's 800 grams, so we're just gonna have to go with that, okay? We're gonna go with that. I'm gonna add my fragrance oil to this. I'm just gonna do, because it was master batch, I'm gonna do 1% of this, or you could do 2%, whatever your fragrance usage is. I believe we calculated at 1%, and for me, that's plenty. But if you feel like it needs more fragrance, you can always add more. And the fragrance is, as you can see, clearly, it's Rainforest Gardenia from Muddy Soap Co. It smells delicious. Delicious, I'm telling you. And we need this. This is our magic ingredient. 91% rubbing alcohol. Now, if you live somewhere that is dry, you might find that you need to add a whole whopping boatload of this alcohol, and it feels like it's way too much because we have like suggested amounts in the recipe, but it's like just a suggestion, you know, you might need to use more or less. But if you find that you're using like way more, like double, triple, I don't know, is that possible? I don't know. If you find you're using like an excessive amount in your opinion, and you live somewhere dry, like today I had my dehumidifier on this morning because my freaking AC unit is driving me nuts. But anyway, I had my dehumidifier on, and it's backwards for you, but it's not HH, it's 42% humidity for me right now. So what? Nobody saw that. I could, if I wanted to, add a little bit extra glycerin, like 5 extra grams. And oftentimes that's enough, just enough to take it from, oh my God, it's super dry and not workable, to beautiful, working beautifully. So just think about that, okay? Think about that, maybe do that, maybe. There's a piping bag. Let's get a piping kit. Let's get something beautiful. I'm thinking let's do this one. This says 356. This is slightly bigger than a 1M, but a 1M is like my favorite. Straighten that. Kathy says hello, hello. Kathy. There were other people who said hello, but I can't see. Karen says hi. Liz says hi. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. So what we're going for with WonderBar, I can take this off now and repair this. We're looking for a specific texture. So like the amount of rubbing alcohol doesn't really matter. It's gonna evaporate. So we're looking for a specific texture. Kendra says that you got distracted. I just mentioned you, Kendra. Like, oh my God. What? Hi. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Come be distracted with me. Come make things. Kendra does like natural stuff. I don't do that. I've started playing with it a little bit. I do have like, well, I mean, okay, I do natural. I have like infusions and stuff like that, and extracts and stuff like that, but I don't really do natural colorants, so it's just not my deal. But I have a plan right now to replicate some stuff from Origins, their Mega Mushroom line, like, which I love. I'm planning on replicating that. I'm working on that. So I'm thinking about replicating some stuff from Lush, particularly some of their foot stuff that they have. Okay, so as you can see, we're at this texture. This is like, it's too far, it's too much for scooping in my opinion because it's sticking to my gloves. This would probably work for rolling really well. You know, I know you know, it would work for rolling really well, okay? But it's not far enough for piping. It's not sticking to the sides, so it's probably good for rolling, but not good for piping. So we gotta go further. And I have another bottle that's brand new. We could check and see like what how much I've actually used. Sometimes I try to keep track of it for y'all, but then I forget because I don't normally keep track of it because it just, you know, I just add it. I just use what I need and I don't like worry about the rest. Okay. So right now it says I used 156, which is a lot. I'm pretty sure that's more than the suggested amount, which is also fine. Like, it's not that big a deal. It's gonna evaporate. I know some people have said that they have issues with it, like smelling strong, and the rubbing alcohol snot evaporating. If that happens, I don't know. Mine never smell, like the end product never smells for me, and that usually to me would indicate that it was wrapped too early because it didn't have enough time for all the rubbing alcohol to evaporate. But that's what I would think. Okay, so we're at a point right now. It looks like you might be able to pipe it if you were like, hey, I could probably pipe this. Like, it's pretty smooth. It falls off the paddle pretty well. And it kind of looks like frosting, but you know what else it looks like? You know what else it looks like? It looks like mashed potatoes. And you know what we always say? If you don't know it, then you're going to know it in about 5 seconds. Mashed potatoes bad. We don't want mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes bad. We want past mashed potatoes. We want buttercream. Buttercream, okay? I saw this dude loading his piping bag, and it was like in a different way than I've ever seen. You see how it just fell off my paddle? Oh my gosh, that's good. We want that. Anyway, I saw a guy like piping, and he like loaded his bag up in a different way that I've never really seen. And I was thinking about trying it. So total rubbing alcohol is 175. I cannot remember what our suggested amount is. I don't know if that's like crazy high over the suggested amount or if that's accurate with the suggested amount. I don't know. If you're like using an entire bottle or something, then yeah, definitely add some more glycerin, and it could probably help you like have to add less rubbing alcohol overall. Just a suggestion. Okay, I need spatulas, and they're all, I had a spatula emergency last night too. What's happening? Okay, hold on. I have one spatula in the world left to my name. It's my HSCG voting spatula. If you're an HSCG guild member, we have these little spatulas, and when we have our annual meeting, we use them to vote with. So it's my voting spatula. Okay. This part, I'm going to color blue. I'm going to use a microscope. I'm going to use a microscope. Okay. Amber says, can you use a hand mixer? I haven't, but I believe that you can. I'm pretty sure Amanda uses a hand mixer sometimes. You can. Just make sure to take a towel and like drape it over it at the beginning when it's like powdery, so that you don't get powders everywhere and you're like breathing it in. So that would be like my only suggestion, but yes, you can. Okay, let's also do, this is a really pretty blue. This is like one microscoop of blue, right? Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay, and let's use our spatula. We're going to take some, okay, put it in here, put it in here. Okay, and then to this last little bit, I'm going to add, come on you, I'm going to add like a little bit extra blue, so we have it a little bit darker, and I'm going to add some yellow. So it gets like kind of a seafoam green effect kind of going with it. I have been absolutely obsessed with teals lately. And let me show you some of the teals I've made. I have been obsessed with teals. Okay. Look at this color. Ignore the stuff in the back. Look at this color. Is that not a gorgeous teal? Hold on, I got more. I got more. Look at this one. Isn't this, you might call it blue. I think that's a gorgeous teal. Let's compare them. Okay. Just wanted to show you that. Okay, that's all. That's all. All right, and then we have this. Look at this. Isn't that a good teal? It's just like, you know, slightly different. Okay. Let's load our bag. You know what? I need to move these down here because I'm worried about this AC unit. It is like spitting water. I don't know why, but it did spit some water on my treasure chest back on, so a little pissed off about that. Not gonna lie. Okay. So I saw a guy loading his piping bag where, because I've done it where like you put 3 colors in and you put them in separate bags, or you put them in like cling wrap and then they're all 3 in a line and then they all 3 come out evenly. I saw this home guy, my home dude, this bro, filling his piping bag differently, and I want to try it. I don't know if it's gonna work, you know, but I want to try it. So he was doing this thing where he was like alternating the colors when he was putting them in this way. So instead of them all 3 being side by side and coming out at the same time, he was like alternating them, and then they were like pushing out at different, you know, different ways. I don't know. It looks cool. We're gonna try it. Now, if it's your very first time piping WonderBar, and like maybe just do like 1 color, okay? Because then if you don't like the way it's turning out, you can just squeeze it all out of the piping bag and put it back into your mixer, and then add more rubbing alcohol to it, right? But like with these 3 colors, I could still do that, but I'm gonna lose my 3 colors. But you could still do that. And this, I think, is gonna be really cool because we're trying to make it look like the ocean. I already did a ocean bubble roll. That was the one I was gonna rebatch today. So this is actually better anyway because that already had color in it, and once I rebatched it, it was all gonna end up being like the same color basically. So this is better. This is a better solution. Okay. And when you're adding your piping to the bag, even if it's like a little, what is that, squidgy on the outside, if you put it in and then you go like that, and it like rubs smooth, you're on the right track, darling, okay? So you're probably at the right texture. I do have a YouTube video showing the correct texture for WonderBar to pipe it, and I will add that to the links, you know, when I lost all ability to speak there for a second. When I add the links. Okay. Here we go. Let's try it. It looks hot and messy, which the official term for that is hot mess, you know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, normally, if I'm going to pipe WonderBar onto something like Cupcakes, let me just dust off the tops real quick. I would spray the top with 91% rubbing alcohol. I mean, I guess I'll do that. It helps the WonderBar, the bubble bar, stick to your bath bomb. So if you're having trouble with it not sticking, then just spraying a little bit of rubbing alcohol can sometimes help. These are like super fresh. Like I made them last night. I usually wait like a day or 2, but I made them last night. but the humidity is super low, so it might be okay. I'll try one. Let's see. Okay, he's not activating, so he's probably fine. Wait, here, come closer. Nah, right there. No, wait. All right. Okay, so like if it does that, right? Sprays a little bit of rubbing alcohol and then, right, and it'll stick a little bit better. I'm gonna come back to that one when I have like other colors coming through, because I don't want that one to be just that blue color. I had like a moment of terror where I was like, is that rubbing alcohol or water? It's rubbing alcohol, we're good. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna show you. Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Look how cool that looks. Child, shut the front door. We're gonna pipe it up more. That's good. Oh my God, that is good. We could just leave it like that, but I'm not going to, but like we could. That's good. Okay. Now I'm excited about this. Y'all, I made way more bubble frosting, I think, maybe than I need to. We'll see. Okay, so if you wanted to stop there, those look like waves, you could stop there. These are for my pirate theme, right? So if I wanted to stop there, I could, because it looks like ocean waves. And I would say pirate theme accomplished. But y'all know me, y'all know I'm extra. We're not stopping there. We're going all the way. Everybody's getting a pretty big fluffy top. Okay, hold on, I'm going to show you more in just a second. Okay, I might have lied. This might be the perfect amount. Y'all, dang, look at that. Mic drop. Dang. Okay, this was a half batch. Why are you not working with me? Work. This was a half batch of the high humidity recipe. So that's how much one batch of WonderBar would make. Look how smooth those ruffles are. If your ruffles are coming out cracked and frilly, not like this good kind of frilly, but like disturbed frilly, you might need to add more rubbing alcohol or glycerin if you want to. I avoid extra glycerin because I live somewhere that's very humid. Most of the time it's very humid. To decorate these, this is what I was doing before when it's like I got distracted or whatever. I have this bubble dough, but this is dried. But I have this bubble dough and it looks like rope. So maybe, I was trying to I could not get these to work. I have this like fondant mat. It's really cool, but these are super thin. I originally got them a long time ago for soap, but they're just really too thin. But the rope works. The rope right there part works. Or I have these. So I could put like a little, I don't know, like a little orange starfish and a roll of okay, hold on one second. I just have to fix this. It's really annoying me. So hold on. Sorry, hold on. Whoa, sorry. Hi. Why are you being like that? Don't do that. Okay. Sorry. Boop, ba-doop. Don't you love just seeing my hand? Isn't that like exciting? Okay. I can try to make the bubble dough rope real quick though. So I would take some of my bubble dough. Hold on, that has glue on it and it will definitely pick up on that bubble dough. Okay, So I take some of my bubble dough, roll it, roll it. This is like a different version. That's the other thing. I was like, I don't know if this was not working because of the mold or because it's like a slightly different version. But I have like several versions that I've worked on for Patreon or for other reasons, okay? But roll it, roll it, roll it. Then you just squish, 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 squish. Okay, and then where's my scraper? Hold on. Scraper. Do. Get another squish, squish, squish. Oh, I forgot to dust it with cornstarch. Let's see if it works. It's still working. Okay. Usually I dust the mold with cornstarch to make sure it doesn't stick. But okay, and then I have a rope. And then I can take my little rope and kind of stick it around on my cupcake. Does that look weird? I think it looks weird. I think it's a good idea in my head, but it's like maybe around the around the rim. Yeah, guys, that works, right? Let's do that. Do that around the rim. Ooh, I like that. And then I would take more bubble dough. Only I would need to color this, and I would color it orange. Let's say if I were gonna do that. And then I would stick it inside. This is how my scale got in such a shape. I don't know if this will work with silicone. I don't think I've tried it. It did work. If it was orange, it would be perfect. And then I'd stick that little orange right on there. My little seashell. Okay. Should we make an orange? Anyway, I'll make one orange. We'll do one like that, and then I'll do the rest on my own time, because it does take kind of, a little time. But let's see. So you could also use melt and pour soap. You could totally just use melt and pour soap. You don't have to be like extra like this, like I'm being. But the reason I don't like to use melt and pour soap is that, again, I live somewhere that has really high humidity, and the melt and pour gets sweat. Even if I get the low sweat melt and pour, it still sweats, and I don't like the way it looks. So plus I just rather would be like, this whole thing is bubble dough, bubble bar. And so yeah, that's what WonderBar is. Okay, guess I should mention that. WonderBar is a solid bubble bath. So to use this, like, basically I would tell somebody to take the top off, scrape the top off, and then hold that under running water, and then they could use the bath bomb at the same time, or they could use it separately. It's kind of up to them. So this is how things happen, okay? This is how things happen, where things just become a massive mess. Doo-doo. Scrapey, scrapey. Okay. Bloop. And I have a starfish, and we're gonna put it right here on this one. And my hands are covered in orange now. Okay, well, this is my sacrificial lamb. Okay, and then I could add another shell if I wanted to. You could add a mermaid tail if you want to do mermaids. You could add, I have these little pirate treasure coins, right? These little mini bath bombs. I could add, you could add that. Right, you can do whatever. pretty much it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will leave links in the description where you can find WonderBar. What else? Our blue color study, if you want to get more blues. Anything else if you have questions. Or you can get this cute shirt, I'll look through though. I'll see if you asked questions, and if you didn't, like, whatever, it's fine. But if you did, I'll try to answer your questions. But as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it so much. Keeps me on track, lets me know what day of the week it is, otherwise I wouldn't know. And happy making.